Hey everybody, so today I'm here to do another breast pump review, and today we are going to be reviewing the Ameda Purely Yours. Now this is also titled Ultra because I very quickly wanted to say that there's two different Ameda Purely Yours options available. Right now there is Ameda Purely Yours and then Ameda Purely Yours Ultra. Those, when it comes down to the pump, are the exact same thing. I have the Ultra, but the Ameda Purely Yours just looks a little different but functions completely the same. So I am going to be reviewing them as though it's both of them. I will say that if you would like a video on the exact comparison between those two, I can do that for you. That kind of leads me into my next point. This review is going to be only about the Ameda. If you would like it to be compared to other breast pumps, please leave that down in the comments below. I'll do my best to get to that video. And also, before I get into the review, I wanted to mention, as always, comfort is not a review point. That is individual to every single woman. I will be giving you my experience with comfort at the end of the video. However, I don't feel that it's fair to critique it on that, but I'm going to go ahead with my review points. If you're curious about why I chose these ones or more in depth on what each one of them means, I will have my very first breast pump video linked down below and you can watch that, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. First off, with the Ameda Purely Yours, you get the breast pump, shields, and a couple of collection bottles. That's all you get. Now like I said, have the Ultra, so I have my breast pump right here, which I obviously will be going over more in depth. You get a little cooler bag that also has 6 collection bottles in it. I only have 4 in here right now because the other 2 are attached to flange. You also get 2 cooler packs, but those are my freezer because I use those quite frequently. You also get a wall adapter. I'm sorry, I probably should have had this more organized. I'm literally just pulling things out of my bag. You do get tubing. You also get the little connectors for the top right here. Inside here is where your membrane is. You also get 2 of those as well. You also get flange. Like I said, here's those 2 extra collection bottles. And then you get an additional 4 other sizes of flange. I obviously have these just in a plastic bag because they're too big or too small for me, but they do offer a variety of sizes. And then last but not least, you do get a nice little tote bag, and it also does come with the owner's manual. So the first review point is price. Now this pump is going to cost you $105. That is the cheapest I found on Amazon. However, the Ameda Purely Yours and even the Ultra is super widely covered by insurances. I'm speaking as an American here. So if you do have insurance that offers some kind of breast pump coverage, which I obviously recommend that you figure that out first because it could cover the breast pump in full for you, or at least partially, that is going to probably be an option for you. I have yet to see an insurance that doesn't kind of cover it because it's been around for so long, but my insurance offered either the Purely Yours or the Ultra, and the Ultra was at no extra cost for me. So if you can get the Ultra, I would. I don't know that I would pay extra for it. It's not that important. However, if it is an option that's free to you, definitely go with the Ultra. Number 2 is function and ease of use. Now this is pretty poor because, as you can see, you have a suction and speed nozzle right here, or not nozzles, more like dials. So you just twist these in different directions to go up or down, obviously in strength, and it's all manually controlled. So what that means is that your suction, your speed is entirely up to you. You're deciding what it's going to be, which can sound like a good thing, and it is because you can entirely personalize it to a point. However, at the same time, it creates a huge learning curve. You're going to have to teach yourself the most effective way to use a pump, what you need your pump to do. It's just going to be a very, very big learning experience for you. So that's why I find it's not the easiest to use. Number 3 is recommendations and reviews. I will say that as much as it's widely covered, I don't see many people choosing the Ameda, and even when I do not hear very many good things about it. I feel like I can count on one hand the amount of people I've heard say good things, and on Google it does have a 3.2 star rating out of 5, so kind of leads me to believe that the reviews aren't so good. Number 4, as for portability and power options, it does obviously, like I showed, come with the power cord, so you can just plug that into the wall, use it plugged in, but it also does have a battery pack right back here. I like the way that they did this. This was interesting. It's just a little squeeze so I don't have to break a fingernail. I know that probably sounds silly, but it takes 6 batteries back here, and they just layer right on top of each other. Obviously, if you use the battery option, it's going to be a little bit heavier, but still, I really like the fact that it came with a battery pack. It wasn't an extra accessory you had to pay for. Number 5 is accessibility to replacement or spare parts, and I would say this one's so-so. You can find these no problem if you go to a Babies R Us or a Bye Bye Baby, but if you're someone like me who those stores are close to an hour away from me, I can't find this kind of stuff in Walmart. They're not super readily available, but if I needed it, I could go out and get it. Obviously, it's on Amazon, it's online all over the place too, so that's an option as well. Number 6 is customer service, and I've always had good customer service with Ameda. Number 7 is durability. Now, I only used this for a couple of months in the beginning with Remy, so I don't have a super long-term use with it. However, in my time with using it as an exclusive pumper who's pumping every 2 to 3 hours during the day, 3 to 4 hours at night, it did just fine with me. I didn't have any problems with it. I will say that I looked over the owner's manual and I did not see that it has any kind of limitations or a certain like life expectancy to it, so that's a good sign. And number 8 is noise level. This pump is pretty loud. I will turn it on for you in just a second when I show you guys kind of the ins and outs of it, but it is kind of loud. Now, a couple of things very worth mentioning. Two-phase expression. That is something that's offered on a lot of pumps that mimics baby's natural sucking pattern. It'll go really fast at first to stimulate milk and then do more long drawn out sucks to express milk. And this pump does not offer it. You can simulate it on your pump if you increase the speed all the way and you have the suction a little lower than what you would probably regularly pump at. That will create that two-phase expression. However, you have to do it. It's not just a button you can hit. That's super easy and simple for you to use. Now, this next part is very important, so I want to make sure to go over it with you guys. A nursing baby sucks anywhere from 45 times to 55 times a minute. So cycle rates under that are not going to be effective. Now, this is a manually operated pump. Pumps that are auto cycles, which means you do not have this option to control it, are generally more effective because they know what's needed. It's already programmed. You select a setting and that's what you get. Like I said, it's not super customizable. However, at the same time, they are largely more effective because there's no guesswork in it. You just kind of make it work. However, with this, if you're not using it correctly, you could not have a high enough cycle rate, which could not effectively draw out milk, and it could harm your milk supply. So it's very important that if this is your pump, if you are considering getting it, that you do research, that you figure out how to use it effectively. I will have a video coming up on my channel on how to use it, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in a video from me. But I just want to throw that out there because it is very important. Manually operated pumps do take a while to get the hang of, but I feel like once you do, they are usable. So now I'm going to let you guys listen to the pump to see how loud it is. During the video, I couldn't for the life of me figure out why it wasn't working with the wall adapter, and it's because I was putting it in the tubing port. So I figured it out. Here we are. So this is what it sounds like. And I do have the speed and the suction turned all the way up. So this is what it sounds like. So yeah. Like I said, it is pretty loud. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Now on to my experience and thoughts about this pump. If I could sum it up in a few words, it's pretty mediocre. It wasn't super comfortable, but at the same time, I wasn't in any pain. It was kind of annoying to have to manually adjust everything, but it was doable. Everything about this pump was neither bad nor good for me. It was just kind of in the middle. I didn't really know why I was picking this over any other pumps I had at the time. So that's the reason why I put my time in to review it for you guys, and I stopped using it because I just felt like it was pretty mediocre. I wish that I had more to say about it, but honestly, it's just a very average pump. There's pumps out there that are worse, there's pumps out there that are better. So I don't really have much to say about it other than I wasn't thrilled, but I wasn't angry that I was using it either. But that kind of leads me into would I recommend it? If it's the only pump available to you, absolutely. Obviously, if you need a pump and this is your only option, go for it. However, at the same time, if you have other options available, I would definitely go for those, especially ones that are auto cycles. Even the AutoCycle pumps that are out now are more customizable. Like I said, I don't want this to turn into a comparison video, but there is stuff out there that is just more advanced. They're more user-friendly than what I feel this is. I think this would be very easy to become frustrated with, especially if you're a first-time mom, you've never pumped before, you don't, know what to expect, know what you need, stuff like that. I could see how this can be infuriating and feel like it's not doing anything. But for those of you who might need this pump, it's your only option. I do think that you can teach yourself very quickly on how to use it and you could make it work for you. I do like the fact that they included so many different flange size. You guys know I talk about flange size all the time. One size does not fit all, so it's really nice to see that they considered a lot of different options in there. I feel like as far as their parts and everything goes, everything like that is super simple. I love the fact that it has a battery pack on it because there's other companies that charge more for that. It's not included. I don't really like that. I like when there's multiple power options on there, you don't pay any extra. However, at the same time, I'm just not loving the manual controls. It's just going to be tricky for people. You want breast pumps to be easy for moms to use. You want them to use them. This just was so-so. Like I said, it wasn't super comfortable. It definitely does have that mechanical pull, which I am personally used to. So if you've tried other ones that don't have a hum or vibration to them and you didn't like them, I would steer clear of this. If you do need something that's gentle, I'd go with something else. I just feel like all around, I would typically pass this up. Unless, like I said, you're in that instance where you need this pump and it's your only option, then I think you could definitely make it work. But that is everything that I have for this review of the Ameda Purely Yours. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.